I said to someone this morning, this is my wife Maria.
Hi.
Hello,
My best asset in this campaign routine we're in. I tell people I've been here several times, but never as a candidate, so it feels a little different now, but it's an awesome place y'all live in. It's a great community. It's certainly beautiful. We've driven all over the state. We're going to 95 counties in 95 days.
Oh my gosh.
And we're riding in. We bought an old RV and we kind of fixed it up, and it's our way of listening and hearing what people have on their hearts for their community and the vision they have for their community, and allowing that to backfill our vision for what we see for the state. And it's been a great privilege. We've met a lot. Tennessee's an awesome state, and we have remarkable people here. And that's being, I knew that intuitively before, and now it's being, fleshed out. So we're having a great time. So I have an ag background and a business background, and my family's been in Tennessee since 1796, so I have a long legacy of, like many of you, we live in a state that has a great legacy of work ethic and strong conservative values and faith and compassion that goes along with that faith. So that's my background, and I've had, my life story is that I've had some challenges in my life. My first wife was killed when I was 40 years old and had 4 little kids, and she was a horseback riding accident on the farm, and it was just a tragic and heartbreaking and devastating experience. But I share that because God's a redeemer, and He took what was a really difficult experience in my life, and it was transformative for me, and caused me to begin to look at my work differently. Instead of profit and margin and growth, which are all wonderful things that I'm really happy about, but it became about 1,100 people and their families, and how I could make their life better by how I ran my company. And so for decades that's been what I've done. Had a couple of experiences that were particularly impactful to me that caused me to consider this public service route. I mentor a kid from the inner city. I chaired the YMCA in Middle Tennessee, and which is one of the largest Ys in the country, actually. And they have an inner city program, and I ended up mentoring a kid. I met him and was moved by a little bit about his heart and his story, and so I went home and told my wife I want to hang out with that kid. So we started driving into projects and picking him up every week we've been doing that now for 5 years. And that made you really be interested in his life, and particularly his education. And I saw by me putting him in a different school than what he was in when I first met him, and his educational trajectory completely changed. My heart was exposed to the profound impact of education on our kids. So I got really interested in that, ended up on the Higher Education Commission, started watching public policy be made, started thinking, this is about public service. And I had a similar experience with a guy that was in that program, and it introduced my being in and out of prison, and being not me in and out of prison, but sort of.
Clarify that, please.
So my experiences in with men that have been in and out of prison kind of got me wound up on in recidivism, and the fact that everybody gets out of prison just about, and most go back, and the enormous problem that is. So my interest in public safety really landed me on a task force for recidivism and sentencing reform that was creating legislation, and that was another example, a real poignant one, where I sat back and said, this is really just about leadership, and it's about passionate people that are normal people involved in a subject they have a heart for. And that's really when, after a couple of years of those commissions and committees, that's really when I started sitting back going, you know what, I've spent a long time, many years, trying to make life better for our 1,000 employees. And what if it was my job to make life better for 6.5 million people? And it was a compelling thought to me. And you know, I thought, what if my leadership experiences and business experience and personal experiences and overcoming adversity, and what if those things were equipping enough to do this unbelievable job of, you know, serving all of Tennessee. And we prayed about that for a year and started asking questions about people who would know the answer to that, and we came to the conclusion that this was a worthwhile endeavor. So about 3 weeks ago we made our announcement, got an RV,
Here we are.
headed off to the Wild Blue yonder, and this week we're in Upper East, and it's awesome.
It is.
And it is awesome place. This is ideal way to, you know, if you're running for governor, this is exactly what you hope for. You walk in the door and there's people listening, and, you know, you get to share what your heart is, and then you get to listen to them and backfill the vision that I have for the state. So that's my
Thank you.
quick story, and I'd be happy to have interaction and hear anything you guys have to say. Question. Okay, yeah, we got no.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.